Now I'm going to discuss what it takes to make a proper foil stamp job successful on a narrow web flatbed machine. A copper foil die is recommended for foil stamping, as seen here. Obviously, different types of foils are utilized for different foil stamping jobs, applications, and substrates. Tough film, rubber skin, Phenolic board, epoxy glass board, which comes in a variety of thicknesses, and polyurethane. Now that I've shown you all the proper tooling, let's see it in action. Now we'll move over to our make-ready plate. The make-ready plate, there may be a number of different type of machines out there that have impression plates. There could be different thicknesses. So what you want to do is choose the right impression plate for your application. We'll tighten this down to the steel. For our particular label application today with foil stamping, it both has fine line areas as well as type that's reversed out of a small panel. I recommend using tough film in conjunction with a 30 thousandths epoxy glass board. This gives you the rigidity of the epoxy glass board as well as a cushion behind it with the tough film. When laying down your make-readies, there's a couple different ways that you could apply this. One is with simple masking tape, and taking masking tape and running it in the web direction. That way that the web does not pick up the make-ready as it's going through. Another way to apply it is with double-sided tape. This is a product called Duploflex Full, and it's very sticky, very tacky, but it's clean as far as coming off the of any of the products that you've applied it to. It's about 4 thousandths thick. It's ideal to know that whenever you cover an entire area with a double-sided tape that you know what your total sandwich is, so that you can make certain that your make-ready is ideal and is uniform all the way across the bed. We'll apply masking tape now for this particular make-ready. With that finished, we're ready to go in the press with the die and the make-ready as well. As you can see, we've done a preliminary stamp to see what needs more buildup. You can tell from across the web, we have some unevenness. Could be from the press, could be from your make-ready. There's a number of different variables involved. Could be the foil as well. What we're going to look at this is we got an area up here on this part, on this label, which needs some spot, and then you have some major areas that need some spot make-ready down here. So I'm going to show you today how to build up in just those specific areas to produce a good stamp, good foil stamp where you're getting proper coverage across the entire web with both images. So the first part is we're going to start with our base application of epoxy glass board. With this particular image, there's a lot of fine area, fine detail within the trees, the type, and the border that need to be held open. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our epoxy glass board. I'm going to tape that down to our base now. We need to leave some room open so that we can slide our spot make-ready underneath the epoxy glass board, so that's why I'm taping it like such. Now that we have our epoxy glass board down, now we're able to, that's given us some buildup obviously for raising it and doing our make-ready. Now that we've laid down our epoxy glass board as the base, we're going to need a slip sheet like your label stock that you're currently stamping on to go underneath the board, and this will give you something to build up on in those areas of pressure which we previously looked at. So we're going to lift up the board, and you can slide your sheet underneath this. This will give you the ability to take this sheet out place it over the top, and then you'll know exactly where you need to build up the areas. Now that we've done our preliminary stamp and we can see where we need to do our spot make ready in these couple areas which we've already discussed, I like to build up on top of our stock substrate, which is going to slide underneath our epoxy glass board. I want to use the spot make ready tape. This particular spot make ready tape is 1.5 thousandths thick. I like to start with the thinnest spot make ready tape so I know exactly how much I've built up, and I can always start up small and build up more if necessary. But if you go up with too much spot make ready tape, because this is offered in two other thicknesses, 3 thousandths and 6 thousandths, then it's possible that you could have built up too much and have to start your make ready all over, because this is difficult to pull back off once you've already applied it. So now we're going to dampen this and put it on the areas which we've identified. Now we're going to slide our make ready sheet back underneath our epoxy glass board, and you'll notice it'll be in the same position as when you had it previously before. And we're ready to take another stamp to see how much we've built up and how much we've improved our foil stamp coverage. Okay, so you can track our progress here. This was the first stamp we did as the preliminary stamp, and we identified where we needed to build up. So after we've built up with the spot make ready tape and the epoxy glass board, you can see this one is complete. This is a good stamp. Everything's cutting nicely there as far as the foil is concerned. Very clean. Down here we still have some other areas that we need to do some spot buildup on, and we'll continue to do with the spot make ready tape as I just previously demonstrated until it gets to be perfect. So after doing the spot make ready on this particular image, we were able to get a perfect stamp to where we get good coverage and nice clean cutting foil in those areas.